Welcome to Talent Experience Live,
your weekly look at all of the hot topics in HR.
People are 28% more productive when they use vacation time.
Involving themselves very deeply in diversity and inclusion efforts.
Ramping up college recruiting and career fairs.
Artificial intelligence helps automate certain tasks.
50% more applications. How do you make your company culture still stand out?
What does that look like in this new virtual world?
Welcome everyone to another episode of Talent Experience Live. Of course, this is your weekly look at hot topics in HRs and interviews with industry leaders, and of course, our favorite new HR tech, covering everything that you need to know in recruitment, from talent acquisition to talent management. So always be sure to follow us on your favorite social channels. We're producing content as fast as we possibly can. That's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and you'll never miss an episode that way. Also, I have been told our DMs are open. So if you want to hear more about Phenom, feel free to reach out, and we're happy to chat about it. I'm Devin Foster, and today, as always, I am joined by my lovely co-host, Natalie McKnight. Natalie, how are you? Love the hair. Super
Thank
jealous.
you.
I feel like a bad version of a Bruce Wayne cosplay, and you look stunning. So it's awesome, and welcome to the show. But what are we talking about today?
Yeah, so today, again, another super exciting topic and something that comes up, I know, with our customers all the time, which is how conversational AI will reinvent recruiting. And conversational AI, Devin, it enables HR teams to supercharge their recruiting and build more meaningful relationships with candidates. But the question is how, right? It's like this mystical thing in the background that kind of does its magic, and then all of a sudden there's efficiencies that happen, right? So according to a Career Builder survey, they ran the numbers, and it looks like HR managers lose an average of 14 hours a week manually completing tasks that could be automated. And more than a quarter waste 20 hours or more. So there's a lot of interest in learning more about how conversational AI can really help those processes become more streamlined, more efficient, and save everybody time in the long run.
You know, it's crazy that you say that, Natalie, because I feel like I waste at least 20 hours or more just streaming Netflix or Hulu or whatever it may be. But to hear that people are losing valuable time throughout their workday is really scary. I mean, we're trying to be as efficient as we possibly can to make businesses be successful. Actually, the McKinsey Global Institute estimates that 56% of all tasks human resources departments perform can be automated with existing technologies. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that AI is going to take our jobs. It doesn't mean that we should be scared and the Terminator is coming. I think it really just talks about being more efficient. We don't drive around in Ford's Model T anymore. There are Teslas. There are Ferraris. I don't have either of them, but I'd like one. So these efficiencies do exist, and you can be better at your job with it if you leverage them. So this is a hot topic, Natalie, as you mentioned. Of course, we always love to encourage comments in the chat. So if you have a comment, question, anything like that, we have a special guest today. And I already saw a comment that came through from Jackaloop, who said, woohoo. And that's how I feel inside. I'm excited about it. And with that, we will bring on our guest. Welcome, Deepti. How are you?
Hi, Devin. Hi, Natalie. I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Awesome. Deepti, I will let you introduce yourself, and then I'll hand it over to Natalie for our first question.
Definitely. I'm Deepti Reddy, as you know, and I'm the founder and CEO of MyLife. And as of last week, we joined hands with Phenom. So now we are officially a Phenom team, and super excited about the journey we'll go through together.
Yes, we are just as excited and super looking forward to getting into it and having this conversation with you to kind of spread the news and talk about AI technology. So with that, one question that we always ask, typically the guests that we have on this show are HR professionals, and Devin always is quick to point out that, nobody grows up being like, I want to be an HR manager when I grow up. So talk to us about how you got into HR technology and kind of what your story is.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking that. I bore everyone with this story. So, hopefully I do the same with you. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, with a passion for solving problems and adding value to users. User journeys and experiences are supremely important to me. And I realized as we were building AI for automating repetitive tasks, that HR is a terribly underserved industry for automation. And this was about 5 years ago. So things have changed quite a lot since then. But, this is a problem that we recognized in the industry. And just to give you an example, let's take the example of sourcers. So sourcers repetitively source candidates day in, day out through intense manual reaches. Recruiting coordinators schedule millions of interviews annually and go through same motions day in, day out. Recruiters spend so much time manually working with existing HR systems to get through the recruiting motions of every requisition. And similarly, down the funnel, onboarding professionals face similar challenges getting new employees onboarded, and taking care of information exchange, answering their questions and the like. So what we saw is, a lot of interactions and conversations around, transactional tasks that, we felt what we as humans can really add value is that relationship, knowledge and creativity around that we could really, change and revolutionize the space with AI. So that's the reason why I got into HR, and really passionate about solving that problem.
First of all, that was not a boring answer at all. So please don't ever say that again. That's awesome. I mean, you're helping people. Phenom's purpose is to help a billion people find the right job. Now, Deepti, I would be remiss and possibly let go if I don't mention that Phenom has an AI event coming up October 22nd. So if you want to learn more about AI, Deepti, I know you'll be there. I'll be there. Natalie, of course you'll be there. You do everything Phenom. So we're excited to announce that. Definitely look it up. But my question is around AI. And Natalie, you so eloquently put, there's so much mystery behind it, right? So Deepti, my question is, what is conversational AI and how is it different from the traditional AI that we think of?
Yeah, definitely. So a very simple way to think about this is conversational AI is technology that has live interactions with humans, whereas traditional AI could be of many different types: conversational, non-conversational, image, video-based, voice-based, etc. So let me give you an example. So our AI assistant that we call Sky is an example of conversational AI, as it has live conversations with millions of people, candidates, recruiters, coordinators, hiring managers, and the like. On the other hand, Phenom scoring and matching algorithms are examples of non-conversational AI. So we need a well thought out application of both, conversational as well as traditional AI throughout the HR suite to create the optimal ROI for our users.
Awesome. So it's different but the same a little bit, right? So it's kind of it's using that same technology, but it's more almost more engaging, it seems like.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just going to say, so I was going to follow up with a question around why is the need for conversational AI so important in today's digital age?
Yeah, that's a very important question, Natalie. And more so with all of us moving to cloud, getting more digital. So as we get more and more digital, we are having so many conversations online via chat, email, WhatsApp, Slack, and many other channels. And I think the healthcare crisis, the COVID crisis over the last 6 months has only amplified that. So with this comes an immense need to scale and connect with your customers, users, candidates, employees, and many other entities during our day-to-day work lives. So as humans, we are limited in our bandwidth to do so. Hence, we need conversational AI to help us scale and connect with a broader audience more frequently.
I think connecting with a broader audience is something that's so vital in human resources. And I saw Pavan jumped into the chat and said, it's really exciting and very useful to save our valuable time. I think we're constantly reminded that there's only 24 hours a day, except for daylight savings time when we occasionally get that one bonus hour. But it's a great segue into my next question, which you talk about reaching people in a broad way. How does conversational AI help with delivering personalized experiences, since there is such a push for that in the industry?
Yeah, that's a great question because, with scale, one of the things or complexities that also comes about is how do we keep this personal so people still feel valued and feel that they're having a valuable conversation. So we have the ability with technology today to tailor user experiences and journeys based on individual experiences and needs. And I'll explain this with a few simple examples, that our product does. And you can see a lot of examples with day-to-day products that all of us use, including, Google, Facebook, and the like. But coming back to what we do, for example, our AI assistant that we call Sky, not only schedules and reschedules based on individual needs of the candidates, but also personalizes it by negotiating with interviewers for availability because it already has knowledge around their calendars. So in addition to that, once someone has rescheduled once, the experience is different because you don't want to give that same experience of the same reschedule second or third time around to preserve that candidate experience. So all of this through conversational AI. So it's basically interacting and talking to people and giving them different experiences based on what they've gone through, in their experience with Skype. So right now, we have a lot of tools to do this at scale, within different aspects of talent lifecycle. So it's not very hard.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And it's funny, Tom actually commented about how it's really cool watching the kids interact with like Google Home. It's really, I feel the same way. We have Alexa, and if I say it too loud, she's gonna like beep. But watching the kids and just like the way that you can set things up for interactions too, like, if I have it set up so that one of my kids, if they say, Mom, Alexa, Mom's telling me to go to bed, I can set up various different responses to that so that it's always engaging and silly for them. But the comment that I wanted to point out is from Steven, and it says, conversational AI can replace all those email conversations I had back when I was a full cycle recruiter. I'm excited about how it can improve the candidate experience and help recruiting teams give white glove service at scale. This is so true. I saw a demo of Sky yesterday, just in action, and how it really does. You would never know it's AI too. I think that's just such a cool thing. And can we reschedule turns into, sure, of course we can, and it's very professional. And I was really blown away. It was super, super cool.
That's awesome, Natalie. Yeah, happy to show you more. Happy to show all our audiences more as well and expose Sky to the world.
Yeah. So to build on that a little bit and talking about how you're giving different experiences and things like that, does conversational AI improve on its own, or do you kind of have to keep plugging it in with different, recommendations and things like that?
So loosely speaking, yes, AI gets better continuously with more human conversations. So neural network, which is a machine learning model, is at the heart of AI that mimics how human brain learns. Neural network tweaks, the weights or importance given to different features and improves accuracy for each new data sample during this training phase. So as Sky has more and more conversations because of the models behind it, and pretty much every conversational AI agent, with the conversations and the models that we have built in behind that, it gets better and better with time and becomes more and more accurate. Now, we have reached about 90-95% automation and accuracy levels with the model that we have with the customers. So you can really get super accurate, provided you are constraining the use cases in such a way that it's not too many inputs, too much training for particular sets of conversations. But that is our job. We build that into the product. We break the workflows to those particular constrained workflows to give that accuracy level.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, Deepti, I know we chatted a little bit earlier before you hopped on the show, and Natalie talked about kind of how time is of the essence when dealing with recruiters and throughout their daily lives. So if someone is interested in conversational AI and they're prepping for that meeting with their boss or that meeting in the boardroom, what are some key examples of how this can save time for recruiters that they can remember as bullet points and say, it can save this, it can save this, it can save this?
Yeah, that's a great question. And this is something that we track closely in order to, work together with our customers to achieve common business goals. So, to begin with, we save time in many different ways. And a simple way to think about it is all the additional time that human interaction and intervention is not needed. So, right from scheduling the first interview to answering questions along the way, as long as the candidate is in an active phase until the candidate gets hired. So over that time, there are many interactions, scheduling the first interview, second interview, panel interview, and so on. Next is, any conversation with respect to rescheduling, negotiating with interviewers. So all of that is now, completely automated with our product. So all a recruiter has to do is basically drag and drop a candidate into a particular stage, and that's pretty much it. Sky takes over, starts conversing with the candidates, interviewers, hiring manager, recruiter, and automates the entire journey. And throughout this entire process, what we also believe in is transparency and control. So one of the features that we've built into the product is called our Activity Center, and it's basically exposing Sky's brain to the world. So it exposes why did Sky take a certain decision, when did it take it, and so on. So why did Sky negotiate? Why did Sky reschedule? And this was important for us to build to increase adoption, increase trust with our customers, and just to create explainable AI. So this is something that you'll see, across the board, across the product, but it has increased adoption from 50% to 90% within the first 6 months of deployment. So I know I'm getting a little technical with what we have in the product, but you can see there's so much that you can automate once you have the power of conversational AI, so that you can take that time back to build real relationships with candidates.
Yeah, this is, I could listen to this all day. I really could. I think this is just absolutely fascinating. And we've got a comment from Jonathan Dale. It says, I feel that AI and automation for recruiters actually enables them to start doing the activities that matter most to candidates, which is building the relationship, right? It's allowing them to really focus on being more human, because those interactive, or those, I don't want to say interactive, transactional activities are now taken off of their plate. And that's a good segue into my next question, which more has to do with, what other opportunities do you feel like this opens up for recruiters? If they're not having as much communication with candidates as they normally would, how does this, build on and improve on that relationship?
That's a great question, Natalie. And this is something that, I would worry about as well, if I were a recruiter. And this is something we thought about when we built user journeys as well. So recruiters will have communication with candidates, but this has to be a meaningful conversation, right? To build a relationship, it cannot be over scheduling or over mechanical screening, but a heart-to-heart conversation where candidates can be mentored and advised by recruiters who are really amazing at it. Some of the best recruiters that I've seen transcend beyond companies and help candidates with many career questions and decisions. So, even if I've moved on from a particular company, it's somebody that I can reach out to and say, hey, can you look at my resume and tell me what else do I need to be hired by such and such? So if a recruiter is engaged in so many repetitive tasks and conversations with candidates over transactions in the hiring process, relationships are really superficial, right? Would you remember that recruiter for life? So this is something we see in the industry. Tons of candidates are in the systems of record, but there's no time to meaningfully reach out to them and be able to, source them, anytime we need them or guide them accordingly. So I think conversational AI basically takes away that, transactional discussions that a recruiter would have. Instead, a recruiter can focus on building meaningful relationships that they can take with them for life.
That's so important, Deepti, and it's amazing. Like with what we're going through today, and all of the economic downfalls that we've had, and how recruitment teams have been shrunken. You mentioned talent advisors a few times, and I think that's so important because the individuals that are job hunting right now, they're in a tough spot. They need that human interaction. So freeing up time for recruiters to do that is truly important, and it's exciting to hear that technology is paving the way for that. My next question is, obviously we're talking about things that exist right now. What are your predictions for AI technologies in the future, and what are you most excited about?
Yeah, what I'm excited about, and what we are looking into, is AI reaching human level accuracy in tasks like machine translation, temporal expression recognition, NER, named entity recognition, normalization, and so on, that we are really excited to use. I know it's a lot of buzzwords, but what that really helps us at the end of the day is increase the accuracy and expand the conversational capabilities. So expand the type of conversations AI can have, expand the type of sentences that people can type, and still with accuracy understand what each sentence means. So just to give you an example, we as humans understand a double negative or a triple negative in a sentence, right? I could be saying, hey Natalie, I would love to meet you tomorrow, but I have such and such. But you know what? Let me think about it. I might be able to do something. So, we understand that conversation really well. But for AI to understand that, you can think about all the parameters around decision making that are in that sentence that it would get confused by. So, all these new technologies will help us, get better and better in terms of predicting what a human is trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I keep saying this. I'm just so interested in all of this, and it just blows my mind that technology can be that intuitive, and also learn. But as we talk about this, I think one of the questions probably on everybody's mind who's watching is what areas or aspects of recruiting do you think AI can never replace? What is it about recruiting that really makes it a human experience?
Yeah, I think as we think about that, one thing we really need to emphasize as humans, and talk to each other about it, but also have internal conversations, is what are we really good at? We are amazing at creativity. We are amazing at emotions, and ingenuity, and these are things that no technology can replace. No matter how hard we try, and these are things that are very hard to replicate by AI, mainly because there's so much real life understanding we have about business factors, situational circumstances, and data that is outside the scope of what a system can consume, that will affect our relationship building and decisions we take. So AI is only as good as the data set that it's given, that it's trained on, and these are things that are really hard to incorporate into training an AI system.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, something that you mentioned before is that what will make a candidate remember a recruiter for the rest of their lives, right? If they were able to get them that one job that changed their life and made them successful, they're going to remember the person and not the technology behind it. And that's the way it should be, right? The technology should kind of live under the surface so that people can really shine and do what they're best at. So with that though, Deepti, we'd love to understand, what final thoughts do you have for us or parting shots around just overall this whole extremely enthralling conversation around, technology, conversational AI, and kind of what the future holds?
Yeah. First of all, Natalie, absolutely agree with you on what you just said. And, I want to echo your thought as well in terms of how we think about conversational AI. It is to enable us to become better humans. And, at the end of the day, every technology should serve that purpose. If not, the technology is not serving that purpose. So as we build more and more conversational AI into our Phenom suite of products, that is the core principle that we will be using in order to serve our customers. So yeah, I'm really excited to build more conversational AI to, first of all, play with myself as a user, and then definitely have our customers play with it as well.
Awesome. Well, Deepti, thank you so much for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it. Excited to have you on in the future. And I know that you will be a big part of the AI event coming up on October 22nd. So definitely check that out if you're interested or want to chat more with Deepti. But I wish you the best of the day. I'm sure you're very busy working on the future of conversational AI, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thanks, Deepti.
See ya. I can tell you enjoyed it, Natalie. You could have sat and watched that for hours.
I know.
I did as well. It's exciting stuff, and it's awesome to see how technology can really assist, especially during such tough times. We've all had to learn technology even faster during COVID. That's why we're not in the same studio. That's why, we haven't seen friends, families, and loved ones. And technology assisting in people's day-to-day lives to help them get the job done is awesome. So if you're interested in learning more about Phenom, conversational AI, anything in between, as I said at the top of the show, our DMs are open. You can reach out to us. We'll chat with you about it all day. Deepti's a wealth of knowledge. Natalie's a wealth of knowledge. And Natalie, I'm just excited for what the future holds. Any parting shots from you?
No, I think, I'm super excited about this technology and what that means for Phenom and kind of how we're going to evolve with it. I think it's awesome, the conversations that we're having with other organizations around how they intend to use this, and again, how recruiters can just be more human and better at their jobs and get on a deeper level with their candidates. So all of this is just, like I said, I could just totally geek out on it forever. Super excited and can't wait to talk to you next week.
Yeah, that you're in the right place if you can geek out on this forever, and I think I am too. But thanks everyone for joining. We love the comments. Follow us on social. Check out our blogs. Watch next week's episode Thursday at noon, and we'll see you soon. Bye.